Thanks for tuning in to watch The Ordinary Filmmaker. It's Monday, October the 18th, 2021. Feeling a case of deja vu? This is my second video today on the Sony a7 IV. For the last couple of weeks, Sony Alpha Rumors has been saying, yes, I'm 99.9999% sure we are getting an announcement by Sony on October the 21st, 2021 at 10 a.m. Toronto time, 3 p.m. London time, and 10 p.m. Singapore time. So they've kept telling us we're getting an announcement and it's going to be the Sony a7 IV. Well, Sony Rumors stuck to their guns, and sure enough this morning we got something from Sony confirming very much that yes, we are getting a new Alpha camera, and it's going to be this Thursday the 21st at the times that I mentioned earlier. Some of you have since said, yes, but how do we know this isn't some other new camera? And that's fair enough. You're not going to find any news release or anything official confirming that. So what am I talking about? Am I just playing games? Is this just clickbait? No, not at all. You see, that video on YouTube that's scheduled for this coming Thursday to unveil the product, an event already scheduled ahead of time, had some keywords in place. And these are those there. Take a look right at the top. There should not be any doubt in your mind that the camera that's going to be announced is the Sony a7 IV. On the Sony a7M4, Alpha 7, Alpha 7 space without a space, Sony a7 IV, Sony Alpha, Sony A. Sony went to a lot of trouble to make sure that this event is going to find anybody searching for the Sony a7 IV. But not only that, as you've probably been looking down a little further while I've been rambling on about the different tags used to identify this camera, you're going to see that most of what Sony Alpha Rumors said is going to be in this camera. Well, it's there in the tags. And I'm going to keep those tags up there so you can see them for yourself. We can see a lot of the rumored specifications in here, plus a few others. So autofocus, it's going to have eye, animal eye, and bird eye autofocus. It's going to have 10-bit 422 HLG. Again, they don't specify whether this is internal or external. It's going to have S-Cinetone, S-Log3. It's going to have a variable angle flip screen, and it's going to support live streaming and have 15 plus stops of dynamic range. Now, the one thing we didn't see in there, they talk about 4K, but they didn't say anything about 7K oversampled 4K, but Sony Alpha Rumors has come out with some more details on that. Again, we don't know the source, but they're telling us that it is going to still have 7K oversampled 4K and 4.8K oversampled 4K up to 60 with an S35 crop. It's looking like to be a very, very powerful camera. And of course, it's going to have 10-bit 422. We just don't know, is that 10-bit 422 going to be limited to external or internal? It doesn't mention that in any way whatsoever. It will have dual card slots. It will have a 3.69 million EVF, but as far as the LCD, well, we don't know. We're going to assume 1.4 million dots, but even Sony Alpha Rumors are saying, well, could it be more? Will there be an upgrade to this? And that's what I'm wondering. What do you think? Will there be an upgrade to that as well? It will have a full-size HDMI port. And pricing, the pricing seems to range a little bit. As I said this morning, it could be anywhere from around $2,400 or $2,300 all the way up to $2,799. So pricing is a little bit unsure. But this morning, we were also saying that we were looking at a December shipment. Well, Sony Alpha Rumors now says that on the date of announcement, so if you really want this camera, you should be able to pre-order it and it will start shipping. Although there was a little caveat there about availability of parts and components. So it looks like the a7 IV is going to be ready to ship to your address if you're one of the first to click on pre-order. And then after that, it's anyone's guess as to when you will get it. It's really, really exciting. I'm just taking a look to see if I've left anything out. So yes, they identified it as a pro camera, but also a movie camera. S-Log and S-Log3 and S-Cinetone will be included. 5.5 stops of IBIS. It is going to have the Sony a7 III body and heat sink, so that's important to note as well. And it's going to have the a7S III menu system. And yes, that's it. I've covered off everything there. You can breathe a sigh of relief. We are getting, after 3 years of waiting, the Sony a7 IV, the follow-up, the successor to the very popular Sony a7 III. And I'm really excited by this. I've done some number crunching. If this camera does cost around $2,500 US, I factored in some calculations and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and buy this. I really am interested in this camera because then it can be my studio camera and I can get used to using Sony on a regular basis. It'll be my studio camera and then use the R5 for run and gun. So I'm not constantly having to remove the camera, change the lens. I can keep the camera mounted to the tripod. I don't have to worry about lining everything up because whenever I take the R5 out and bring it back, I have to spend several minutes lining things up. Because you'll see it every now and then in a video where my head's a little bit to the top or I'm a little bit shifted to the side. And it'd be nice to have two cameras. Now, I might have to wait a month or two before I can afford a lens, but it'll be great to have both camera systems. I think right now, well, this is what I was thinking earlier in the year, that Canon and Sony are leading innovation, but now that I see the Z9, the Nikon Z9, wow, that looks to be an incredible camera. Nikon has just come out and just thrown everything into it. Look, and it's looking to be a really, really solid camera. So again, we've got a lot of specifications, many of which have been confirmed inadvertently by Sony by putting it in their tags. And I doubt that Sony would put this information in the tags and pull it out and just use it as a teaser and then find out we've got different capabilities. I really don't see that. These capabilities that are in the tags, that's what we're going to see. And it's just 3 days away. But there's one other thing I do want to talk to you about, and that's your feedback and a lot of the comments I got. Now, some of the comments said I made a few mistakes in this morning's video. And yeah, sometimes that happens when I'm trying to rush to get news out the door. It was really early in the morning. I knew this was big news. I wanted to get this out to you before my work day started. And yes, I left a few errors in and I apologize, but you know, I'm doing my best to give you the news as you need it. And a lot of you are waiting for the A7 IV. You want to be able to pre-order that as soon as it's available. You don't want to be waiting a year, 9 months, 6 months, or even 3 months. So for those of you that are dedicated, that are regular subscribers, you're going to get these notifications very, very quickly. And so anything I put out in the next couple of days, if you want to stay on top of the news, go ahead and subscribe and like. And it also helps my channel grow. I don't understand exactly how YouTube's algorithm works, but the more you engage by subscribing and liking or providing a comment, it really helps this channel grow, and I appreciate that so much. But there is one other thing I want to talk to you about, and I'm going to do a separate video on the Apple event. But I just want to do a quick recap that at the Apple event a couple of hours ago, and please watch this. Right after this video, watch it, because if you do video editing, I think you're going to be massively impressed with what they were able to do. So they've released 2 chips, the M1 Pro and the M1 Max. And it's just staggering in how powerful they are. Now, you're able to go up to 64 gigabytes of unified RAM, and you're able to go up to 32 cores GPU, 16 CPU. And this is orders of magnitude greater than the regular M1 chip. In fact, throughout Apple's presentation, they were constantly using numbers like 2 times, 4 times, 8 times, 10 times, 12 times previous performance. The level of performance in this is just staggering. And after seeing the experience with the M1, I don't doubt it is there. And they also talked about, and this is big, if you're getting into 8K, that compressor, that Final Cut is optimized. The hardware is optimized for not only 4K, but 8K video as well. And they said that 8K video is, I think it's up to 10 times faster at exporting. Now, considering on this unit here, it would take 90 minutes to do a 3-minute video. Yeah, that, 10 times would bring it down to something more usable like 9 minutes. And that means I could start producing 8K video on a more regular basis. It means I could not only edit really quickly, I could export quickly. So what is the price? Well, you know what? Fully maxed out, and these are US prices, fully maxed out, it's $3,899. That's for 64 gigabytes. That's for the 32-core GPU. I was really afraid that this was going to cost a whole lot more than it did. I thought this is going to be one of those we're going to have to spend something silly like $7,000 on a machine without a monitor. And this is coming in far better. And I'm not going to go into the details because there's so much here. I started taking notes, and I got lost after about 3 screens of typing notes. It is so fast, and I recommend looking into that. Now, if you get everything else but the 64 gigs and you just end up with 32 gigs, it's about $400 less at $34.99. And that's with 1 terabyte of SSD. And here's the thing, the storage, it is now capable of 7.4, you ready for this? Seriously, this is fast. gigabytes, not bits, gigabytes per second. So this thing is super fast. Everything about it is high performance, yet the power requirements and of course the heat generated is so much less. I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on one of these, but for me, I still think I want to wait and see the update of the 27-inch because I want that larger screen size. I do all my editing at home, and I can always take my, M1 out if I want to do anything remotely, and I don't. I basically do everything at home. So I'm really looking forward to this. Just really, really stunning. I'm just completely baffled by the news today. So to recap, the Sony a7 IV is coming out, being announced this Thursday, October the 21st at 10 a.m. Toronto time, and you'll be able to pre-order it as well. Now, as we get more information from Sony Alpha Rumors, because they seem to be taking the lead on this one, and it looks like, thanks to that mistake by Sony accidentally confirming much of the capabilities, it looks like at this point, Sony Alpha Rumors is on par to be, or in progress. Sorry, I can't speak anymore. Looks like Sony is about 80% accurate so far, and that's a big deal. So what do you think? Are you super excited now for the Sony a7 IV? Are you really excited? I can't speak, I'm so excited. I definitely am, and I've already gotten in touch with Downtown Camera. I talked to Patrick and I said, look, who's the contact at Sony? I want to see about getting this camera. I want to see about buying it because I want it to be my new studio camera. But I'm not getting rid of Canon. I think at my progress, I'm ready for both. I've got a good lens inventory on Canon. I just need to get the a7 IV, and then of course I need a lens like a 50mm f2.8. So I'm super excited. Oh, wouldn't it be great to learn a whole new camera system? I had the a7S III in here not too long ago, and I really, really loved that camera, but I only had it for 2 weeks. So here's to the a7 IV. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And let me know what you think of both of these news events in the comment section down below. Again, I will do a full video on the Apple Silicone later, but that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.